Varus but with the on it build, and it works quite good for me.
Okay, okay. What rank are you at, if I may ask?
Platin 4.
All right, cool, cool, cool. And what do you think are your strengths and weaknesses as a player are?
Oh yeah, I guess my strength is that I use my brain sometimes, but like not always, so it's enough for platinum players. Um, I definitely have weaknesses when it comes to map awareness and like a game plan overall, like what happens when I can snowball my lane. You know, when I don't know how to snowball this to get my team ahead as well. So sometimes it works, but that's basically because the enemies are inting.
Interesting. Okay, okay. So in terms of this lane, right? Varus Janna versus Misfortune Thresh. What would you say your lane is good at, and what is their lane good at?
I guess MF, like with Comet, is really good for poking.
Right, right. I would agree.
So I really want to avoid the Q bounce over minion, I guess. Like I have also to be careful because of Thresh, because the EQ combo like when we F E's and Thresh follows up with Q of Lay, not very good, especially at level 6.
Mm-hmm.
And all I basically probably want to do is try to stay in my lane, get farm until maybe I can get all in with a jungler at level 6.
Okay, so you talked about what their lane can do, right? They want to catch you, right, with Thresh, Hook, and then they want to poke you with Misfortune abilities, right? What does your lane want to do?
Basically, yeah, that's the problem. I don't really know. I just played like I was trying to not get pushed in all the way, but try to hold the minion wave like so that I feel very safe to get close to my cat tower again. But at the same time, I can follow up to a gank and don't have to go through like 10 stack minion wave to follow up. And yeah, I don't really knew what I was doing this game, so I picked this one because I was kind of not confident in the matchup and how I played it.
Okay, okay. So, if what would you say? Let's take a look at that first, because identifying the enemy's strengths is really important, like you said, right? The poking and the catching, but you also need to know yours so you can figure out what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
So, what is Janna good at?
Janna's good at shielding and like keeping me healthy in trades.
Right, shielding and trading and poking, right? Because I guess Janna spams W now, but the big one is the shields, right? So, does that mean you guys want to trade or do you not want to trade?
I guess we want to trade because it's benefit for the lane that we got the shield.
Right, you want to trade. You want to trade as much as you can every time you have shield up. And then you trade enough, they'll have an HP deficit, right? So you can say, oh, we trade every time I have shield. That could be a way we can win lane, for example, right? So also, I would recommend starting E, right?
Okay.
Why do I say that?
I guess because I don't have the chance of proccing my W or get benefit of my W level 1, because when I start harassing her, like in a 1v1, with a Q auto attack reset, she probably out pressures me or out damages me at level 1.
Exactly. Your W doesn't do anything because you can't proc it, right?
Yeah.
So you take E to trade because that's what you want to do, right? You guys want to trade. So you guys want to trade, you take E, you auto attack, she auto attacks you, you win because you shield, right? She presses Q, you press E, you still win. You still have a shield, right? So that's kind of, you would figure out that's how you want to win the lane, right? She walked up to EU, you just E her back and you win because you have Janna's shield. That'd be, you know, look, you didn't even take any damage from that because of the shield. You almost didn't take any damage, but if you were hitting her, for example, or if Thresh walks up, you can trade with Thresh too, right? So one thing you know is that you guys want to trade. What else is Varus good at? You're playing what kind of Varus build are you playing?
I go for Blade first, so I can sustain the lane and don't have to buy so many heal pots, so like get a bit ahead in gold over this. Then I normally go rather into Runans or into Rage Blade.
Right, so what does Varus want to do?
So with this Varus, what he wants to do is take long fights, at least in the mid game and late game. And in the early game, like what I'm find out for myself what's very good when I get like 2 or 3 free autos and then come with this with the Q to proc the W damage and follow up with the E auto attack.
Right. So what you just described is a trade, right?
Yeah.
A really good trade. So not only does your support want to trade, your AD carry wants to trade, right? So that's how you know that, if we hit them, we're winning, right? We want to hit them and not get hooked. So every time you can hit him, right? Every time he misses hook like that, you can walk up and hit this guy, right? Like right here, you can hit this guy. So that's kind of how you can figure out how to play this lane phase out. So in that case, if you talk about like the first few levels or whatever, right? You don't actually need to be pushed in, right? You can push back actually.
Yeah.
Right? Because every time you guys are trading, you're winning. You should think about it that way. If you are doing what your lane wants to do, you are winning the game. Right? You're winning the lane. Right? So the instant your Janet comes here and you hit this thresh, you're winning. Right?
Yeah.
The instant you get hooked, you're losing. Right? Because that's what they want to do. The instant you get poked, you're losing. Right? So it's easy. It's like, oh, don't get hit by poke. Don't get hit by hook. Hit them otherwise. Boom. You're good to go. Right? So let's fast forward to where we were.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I am not looking at your monitor right now. What do you
Oh my god. Wait, hold up. I am so boosted. Oh my god. Oh, you're telling me this whole time. You're telling me this whole time. I didn't have my screen share on. Oh my god. I am so sorry.
No problem.
Oh my god. All right. Yeah. Let's just pretend we were watching at the same time.
Yeah.
But honestly, we didn't have to be looking at the screen. We're just talking about the matchup, right? So
yeah.
Everything's good. Now we can start here, right? Oh god. Yeah. My bad. But yeah.
No problem.
But yeah, definitely want to take E level 1 so you can trade, right?
Yeah,
because if you don't take E, you cannot trade, right? You can't do anything. And max your E first too, right? Because the attack speed Varus wants to max E, I believe, right?
Okay, so what I find very nice about maxing W is that I get I get 3 points into W, and I'm like in a very extended laning phase, and I don't have the items to last hit minions without problem under the tower. I already can like tower auto attack and one auto attack from me the caster minions, because in my elo my supporters very rarely do like help me with CS on a tower.
If you have that issue, you have enough attack speed to hit the minion twice before the tower, right? So don't basically you gotta max E. You wanna copy pro builds, right? Because otherwise it's just like it's like suboptimal, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Maybe if you're doing some, I think it matters less right now, but it might matter in the future, right? Okay. For example, when it could actually impact your lane phase. Like, for example, you took W level 1, right? So then you can't lane for like the first 2 waves, right? So that's like kind of awkward. Like imagine what would you do if you saw Thresh take Lantern level 1?
Yeah, I would all in them. Probably.
You just hit them. You can't win, right? Because they're down in ability. It's similar. It's like in a similar sense where if you start W level 1, you can't. Your Janna is like, what are you doing, right? You can't do anything. So yeah, definitely take note of that for sure. It was really good that you followed up in a gank, right? That was a really good bait. I would say maybe you want to consider flashing the hook, but I think all in all, it was like theoretically the right move, right? To bait them. That was good. How about now? Do you want to push? After you have no flash?
Probably not.
And why is that?
Because like until Jenna until we are not level 6, we have only Jenna Tornado to disengage. So
exactly, right.
When the jungler comes, we're pretty much fucked because FE, Thresh, Flay, Q.
You are 100% right. They are catch. This is a catch lane, right? Thresh, Hook, and Misfortune E. That's catch, right? Yeah. And they have a Rammus, which is a ganking jungler, right? Yeah. So in that case, if you have no flash, you do not push, right? If you have flash, can you push?
I guess only if I'm full life and my supporter has his flash as well, because when Jenna has no flash, she is like probably the target of the gank then, and so
I agree.
The lane is fucked anyway.
I agree. So if you have flash, you can push before level 6, right? Because after level 6, you're not gonna, even if you have flash, you could be in trouble, right? Maybe you can ult them. But I would say you can push before level 6, but after, with flash. But if you have no flash, don't push, right? So what we're doing here is a mistake, right?
Yeah.
Because Rammus here, boom, dead. There's nothing we can do if Rammus is. She even used her NATO, right? So he just walks up here and he flays you or he hooks you. You actually can't do anything, right? So don't push. When you know you shouldn't push, don't push, right? It's kind of like a mistake. If you figure out that you should not push, don't push. That's like pushing too, right? Just last hit if you can.
Yeah.
If you can't last hit, just get XP because you're gonna give up like 2 kills if you do push, right? So you want to be super careful about that. If you have no flash, double check if you should push or not, right? Let's say, for example, you're playing against Soraka and what's a different? You're playing against Soraka, Twitch, and Master Yi. Can you push as Varus Janna?
I guess.
Right, you can push because they can't do anything. What are they gonna do? Walk at you? You just walk away, right? Here's NATO, boom, good to go, right? It depends on the matchup, right? But in generally speaking, right, you're not gonna be facing Soraka, Twitch, Master Yi. It's gonna be like an Elise or like what's a common jungler nowadays? I don't know.
Java.
Someone with CC, right? You get Xin, whatever, some of this stupid shit, right? That shit will come kill you if you push. So double check to see if you can push or not, right? Also depends on the support matchup, right? If this is a Janna instead of a Thresh, easier. If this is Blitz, you're more scared. If this is Alistar, you're like, what the hell? Get away from me, right? So it depends. In general, if you have flash, you can push. But double check to see if you can push in these lanes, right? Because in this lane, you can't push. Against double catch, right? Against all in and catch, you want to be scared about pushing, right? Otherwise, you're more likely to be able to push, right? Against sustain and poke or whatever, right?
I think I realized that I was really unconfident with the positioning of the wave, so at this point I decided to freeze, I guess.
Right, that's good, that's good. You don't want to push, right? Until you see Rammus, right? Would be an example.
Oh no, pushing again.
Or if you have 3 people. I would say this, you can be clearing the wave. This can be fine for, you're trying to clear the wave, right? But just make sure that you don't get caught while you're doing it, right?
Yeah, I think
if Rammus, like Rammus Lantern, you're just donezo, right? Yeah, what can you do, right? So, yeah, that would be, let it push into you, I would say, is just stick to what you know about the lane phase. So for sure, think about the laning phase and how you want your lane to win and how the enemy lane wins, right? So let's say, for example, you have a Varus Nami, right? Versus a Lulu Misfortune. Okay, what does Varus Nami want to do?
I guess Varus Nami wants to poke with Varus Q. Varus empowered auto attacks with Lulu E shield, and Lulu wants to poke with a Glitterland.
So Varus Nami wants to do what? They want to trade, right?
Oh, Varus Nami, yeah, they definitely want to trade, yeah.
Right. And then Misfortune Lulu want to poke, right?
Yeah.
They want to poke and trade too, right? So what's one thing Nami has that Lulu doesn't have?
CC, or like hard CC.
Right, hard CC and what else?
On it damage on my E.
What's the big one that you see every time? She presses W. What happens?
Yeah, she presses W and pokes you, and heals herself.
Heal, right? The enemy team cannot heal, but you can. So if you have a lane like that, what do? Varus Nami hit Lulu, right? You
take every trade you can get.
Right, you want to trade evenly. Yeah, see, now you know how to play the lane. And then you're against Misfortune, so you try and not take poke, right? So that tells you how you want to play the lane already. It's the same thing. You just think about it with every kind of matchup. And once you figure that out, you can play accordingly, right? Because like you said, you didn't like really know how Varus and Janna wanted to play, so you got pushed in for no reason, right? So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for you to do anything if you get pushed in, right? When you could have taken all of their HP by trading. Wow. Okay. So Warwick gets Misfortune. Nice. Interesting. Try not to miss CS, but don't worry about that yet. I would say. One thing you also might want to consider is boots, right? Why do I say boots?
Because it's much easier to outrun like a gank or like an all-in from MF and Thresh.
Right, if they're trying to catch you, you need your shoes to run, right? So you gotta maybe want to consider that, right? I probably would have bought it first, but you definitely want to consider that, right? So here, good tower damage because Misfortune randomly died. You're actually gonna get this tower. Nice.
No, not
nice.
we are dying.
I'll say you got the tower, right? That was really good. And then you want to trade, right? So if you can trade without getting hooked, or Rammus is not here, you're good to go, right? Oh my God, is Rammus here? Who knows, right?
Yeah. Like,
so you're gonna
coming, and then
you're gonna win
like,
this.
okay, we could take this, and then everything was like going like, oh, what happened now?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, this is still good. Oh. Can he reach? He can't reach. Okay, let's back it up. Okay, so let's back it up. So, when they're forcing a fight, right? When they're trying to catch you guys, what is your response? Or how do you fight?
Okay, like when Thresh misses his hook.
Right. Do you win this 2v2 or not?
It depends on how we play it.
No, like if you guys play perfectly and they play perfectly, who wins?
I guess we should win. Because we have the minion wave. But
right?
I don't know, they just base, so I'm not quite sure.
No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter they just base. It doesn't matter. You're not missing much gold. Just 700 gold, right? So you have the minion wave, right? And Thresh missed hook, right?
Yeah.
So who do you hit?
I guess I hit right now what's in front of me.
You can hit Misfortune though, right? If she hits you, you can hit her back, right?
Yeah.
Right? You want to target the person who kills you. Okay, let's say Misfortune doesn't exist. This is just Thresh by himself.
Yeah.
What can he do? He can't do anything, right?
Yeah, probably don't have. I just use my cutlass.
You just auto attack him.
Auto attack, yeah.
Yeah. But if Misfortune is here and Thresh already missed his CC, you can just kill Misfortune, right?
Yeah.
You want to aim Misfortune. So how do you aim Misfortune specifically?
I guess if I'm in the position to land my ult on her without Thresh blocking it, I can open up with this. But
okay, good. And then what?
And then I can follow up with my E and my Q. So the skill shots I shoot at her, I'll just land 400%.
Well, hold on.
Auto attack.
Do you want to just alt EQ, or are you gonna throw auto attacks in between?
Oh, I throw auto attacks in between, like, so I don't waste any time with.
What more importantly, it's less about the time, but more about your stacks, right? You're maxing this thing, so you wanna proc the stacks every time you get. So if you don't proc the stacks, you lose. You should think about it that way. If you do not get the most value out of your abilities, you lose. Right? Does that make sense? Like if he misses hook, he's gonna lose. If you see, okay, here's a very clear example. You see Blitzcrank, right? He walks up to the enemy team, he misses his hook. Okay, which team wins?
Yeah, the team with not the Blitzcrank in it.
Exactly. Okay, better example. You have a Malphite. Malphite ults nothing. Who wins? The team without Malphite, right? Yeah, perfect, right? This is the exact same example, right? If he misses his hook, you win, right? So if you miss your W auto attacks, you lose. It's the same thing, right? So the reason why you lose here is because let's watch. Why do we lose here?
I flash out. Okay. I think it's a misplay by my side, of course.
Right?
So,
and then what didn't we do?
First I ulted Thresh, I guess.
We didn't ult anything, but no, I think you can win without ulting, right?
So yeah, I should basically just eat Misfortune, start auto-attacking here like 3 or 4 times, then proc the stacks with my Q.
I would say you should proc stacks with E or ulti, right? You can proc stacks with ulti as well. But the thing you need is, if you don't have stacks, you lose. So you need to hit her, and then you say, I'm going to stack up, and then use an ability. And then while all that is happening, when she ults, I flash. Guaranteed win, right? You can't lose. Impossible to lose, right? So the thing we didn't do here is we have 0 stacks, which is why we can't win, right? That's the only reason. You would have won 100% if you had landed your auto attacks and then you broke the stacks, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So when you fight, you need to make sure that you get maximum ability value every time, right? Unless they're already at, what's an example when you don't need maximum ability value?
Like when they are under half-life.
Right. When they have no HP. What else? What's another example?
No mana.
I would say even if they have no mana, you still want maximum ability value, right? What's like what if Master Yi has 6 items at 10 minutes? What can you do as Master Yi?
Yeah, like one-shot people.
Yeah, one-shot people. When you are so far ahead, you do not need to get maximum value. You can just go, right? So when they have no HP, when you're super far ahead, right? Those are the times when you can not do this. But 99% of the time, you need to do this, right? So this is what you should for sure look at is if you miss abilities or if you miss not abilities, but if you miss potential, right? You're maxing this W thing. This is a lot of damage. If you miss that, you do no damage. That's what you should think. You can't do anything if you miss that. So that's the first thing I want you to look at for sure. That and the whole matchup part. I would say this is more important because even after the laning phase, this is still very relevant, right?
Yeah.
So for sure, like you already know the answer. We just walked through it together, right? You already knew that you needed to land your stuff and then land your abilities, land your W stacks and land your abilities, right? So that's the it already shows that you understand that this is what you need to do. So the next part is doing it in game. It's like disciplining yourself. Don't use these unless you have W stacks, right? That's what you should think.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use my abilities unless I get W stacks first. That's kind of the mechanics portion of the game. The fighting portion of the game is make sure that you're using your abilities to their fullest potential, right? Like here's a good example. Janna throws a NATO at nothing, right? Isn't that really bad? Because now you can't run away from a gank.
Yeah.
Right. That's a clean example. It's the same thing when you miss your abilities, but it's just not as obvious, right? It's just as bad, but not as obvious. If that makes any sense. Any questions so far, by the way?
Do you have an advice what I can do to don't be so focused on my support and how he plays the lane? Because every time I get into a new game, I feel like the laning phase, if I'm winning or if I'm losing, depends on how my support plays it and not like how I play it.
Right.
Because
it
feels like it's because like Janna denying me some CS with a Q or like shielding at the wrong time. But if I would be like diamond level, I would play diamond, but I still feel like this.
Yeah, I agree. So it's like, how do you not get tilted by that kind of shit, right? So it's like, I guess one of my best advice is just don't worry about how other players play. You don't really care how good they're playing, right? You only care about improving yourself, right? So if they miss NATO, if they miss shield, then you play accordingly, right? So if this Misfortune was playing with that Thresh and he missed hook, she'd be like, okay, we back off now, right? So every time she misses NATO, just be like, okay, we just don't fight, right? But every time she has it up, that's your time to go. It's just every player will always make mistakes, right? And there's just nothing you can do about it. So the only thing you can really do is just focus on yourself, right? So it's the same. If I think about it in her point of view, you guys should have won that 2v2 when they were chasing you guys in minions, right? But we kind of didn't play optimally, so we lost. So she should be mad too, right? So it's like don't really focus too hard on. It's easy to say, right? Don't focus on what your support is doing wrong. But I would say the more important aspect of it is who cares what they're doing, right? It's just like one game, right? Some games you have a really good support, some games you have a really bad support, but the only constant in all of it is how well can you perform in each game, right? Oh, am I improving in each game? That's the only thing I care about is, did I improve, right?
Oh.
Like, sure, she ulted and you ulted, right? But, if you think about it, what else is she going to do, right? If you're playing Janna and that happens, isn't that what she's going to do every time? Now, you play this 100 times, she's going to ult first every time, right?
Yeah.
She's not going to wait for you to ult because that doesn't make any sense. Because if you ult, they can still hit her. So it's like, oh, for your point of view, it's not that, oh, she screwed up my ultimate. It's, oh, maybe next time I should hold on to my ultimate until I know for sure.
That's a problem of me when I'm playing Varus. Like instinct based. I just see an enemy and press R like without brain.
Yeah, so it goes in line with the ability value we were talking about earlier, right? Don't use anything unless it has really good value, right? So do not use your ultimate unless you're gonna hit someone, and it's gonna be someone who's important, right? That would be an example of saving it for high value, right? Make sure that you don't use your abilities unless you have really good reason to do so. That would fix that part too, right? Just hold on to it. When in doubt, hold on to it, right? When in doubt, hold on to your abilities, is what I would say. But like in terms of like playing from behind, I think so far so good, right? We didn't give up anything else. We even like killed them with a gank. That's good, right? Everything's Gucci. Okay, go mid. I think this is okay, right? But yeah, if we had our ultimate here, right, maybe we could do something.
Yeah.
But kind of awkward because we don't. Okay, how do we know we shouldn't chase this?
Top lane is missing.
No. How do we know? How do we know? Okay, so if they click to their nexus, at what point do you catch up?
Oh, okay, yeah, like basically at their between tier 1 and tier 2 turret.
No, you can't catch up. You can't catch up, right?
Yeah, but if I was running right like now, I would probably I wouldn't catch up. Yeah. Okay.
Right, it's impossible. So don't chase unless you know if you can catch up, right? Like when I see this, he got hit by Flay. Oh, impossible. Everyone stops, right? What's the only way? Or maybe Talia ults in a weird fashion. I can't see it, right? It's impossible.
Or Talia flashing in W.
I don't know, right? It's not possible. So you don't want to chase anything that's like impossible. If you had your ulti, let's back it up a bit. When do you catch up if you have your ulti?
Maybe I can flash R, but
exactly, that's it. Flash R, right? That's all I see.
Probably not worth it.
It could maybe be worth it. If you saw Rammus or something, you'd be like, oh, we can go. That would be a good value, right? Because even though it's on Thresh, it's a 4v5, so you win, right? You have more people, so you win, or whatever. 4v3, I think. But yeah, that would be an example of good ulti, right? So, but basically, when in doubt, just save your stuff, right? Save your abilities when in doubt. And I think that'll help you the most so far. That and knowing how to play the laning phase, right? So here you just want to flash out, sure, that's fine. You guys got the dragon, so okay, so here. Why did we ulti?
Because I wanted to proc the two other stacks on Misfortune and Thresh, and to stop Ramos from like going onto us again.
Actually, this is really good now that I think about it. Because they're standing, they spread it to them, right? So that's actually really good. But what else did we use here that wasn't optimal?
I guess we proc every spell, like which can use our W on it damage.
Yeah, that was good. The ulti was good. But
the ulti was good, but I don't get auto attacks on Ramos or anybody else, and I already blew my ult, my E and my Q to proc the stacks I put on them.
Right. It is actually, so this ulti was really good, right? You auto attack 3 times and you ultied. That is the most damage you can do. That was really good, right? Okay, we'll give that an A+, 100%. No way you can. If I was playing Varus, I could not do more damage, right? But then, like you said, when we used the E, it did 80 damage, right? Versus how much could it have done? 3 stacks worth plus, this is like a lot, right?
400.
Could have done like 15% of their max HP, right? How does Varus W work? I don't know, but that's a lot more damage than 80 damage, right? So you already know upon watching this, right? We used the Q, we used the E, didn't do anything. So we, as Varus, we save those if we were playing the attack speed Varus build, right? We save it until we can proc as many stacks as possible, right? That's how you know, right? Because if you had Q and Misfortune here, she has 3 stacks on her.
Yeah.
Right? You could have won it by yourself. In this case, your team was able to do enough to finish off the fight, but in terms of contribution, our biggest contribution was what? The ulti, right?
Yeah.
That was a really good ulti, but then we didn't get any more value out of that when we had a Q and a W. I mean, a Q and a D. Okay. So you already know, right? You already know. That would have been perfect fight if we had saved our E and our Q. But at the end of the day, it was just okay, right? Because we wasted abilities. So good ulti, but make sure that you do the same thing with your E and your Q, right? You just showed me. You just auto attacked them 3 times and you ulti. That was perfect. 3 stacks is the most you can get. So do that every time with your abilities, right? What's another time you would use your E without getting stacks?
I guess when they have heal and we get the all in.
So right, you need when you need to speed things up, right? You need to speed things up, or you need to run away.
I need burst damage to execute. Or
Right.
I played a few games today to get a game which is not like a stomp or a total coin flip loss. And so this one was kind of shaky. And the games I played before was against a Teemo support. And so I basically like well, I guess the Vayne wasn't happy about it. But I executed the Teemo with my E in the lane like 3 or 4 times because he blinded me. And I only had this one option to go because I already procced my Q, so
nice. I see. Interesting. That would be an example of when you use your E without getting stacks, right? What's an example of using your ulti without getting stacks?
Like catching somebody.
Right, perfect. Right, you're gonna catch someone. They have no QSS.
World finals with like I don't know who was it like somebody flashing onto Faker with
Prey versus Faker, right?
Yeah. Faker, yeah.
Perfect example. And then how about every other time? What would you do?
In which case?
Any other case, right? Those are edge cases, right? When do you use your E in?
Yeah, like to kite. Like
maximum stacks, right?
Maximum stacks to kite or to catch somebody.
Right. That's the only time. So what's going to happen more often? You're going to execute someone with your E, or you're going to get 3 stacks and then E them?
I'm going to 3 stacks and then E them.
Right, 3 stacks and then E them. So remember that for sure. Like for your Q and your E, most of the time, you're going to get your stacks first, and then you're going to use your abilities. And then the times when you don't need to will be painfully obvious, right? Like you said, you're going to execute that Teemo because he has 0 HP. Painfully obvious, right? Or you're going to ult someone because they're an 80 carry out of position. Painfully obvious. If it's not painfully obvious, don't use it, is my advice. It has to be painfully obvious. So yeah, this is good. You guys are rotating into the jungle. I don't know what's going on here, but I think that you guys are applying really good pressure. This is good. You're going to sit on this pink ward. You're going to ult someone, right? That's the plan. Looks good to me. Oh, we found someone to fight. And then same thing, right? You already know. We don't need to talk about this. You already know. We could talk about who are you hitting in this case. Ulti first is fine, right? Why do I say ulti first is fine?
Because they all stack together, and so my ult will proc on probably like everybody of them.
I agree. Ulti first is fine. But then E is like questionable, right? So yeah, you already know what I'm gonna say, but this fight is actually going really well, right? Did you see this Q? This Q did what? Proc 3 stacks, right? That's really good, right? So we say this is really good. It's just your E was less good, right? And because of your ulti and your Q, this fight and they focused Warwick, this fight is going really well, right? So you had a big part in this fight. You can even blade the Ring King this guy. Oh my god, look at that. 2 auto attacks and a Q, right? That's good. A perfect example, right? You just gotta do that every time. Just don't be trigger happy is what I'm saying. After you ult someone, you like want to throw your abilities at them. Don't do that. Don't be trigger happy. That's what I'm seeing. But other than that, this is looking really good, right? In my opinion. Okay, here you guys sieging. You can probably get this tower because they just died, right? So your job is to hit this tower. Good. Yay, everyone's hitting the tower. Okay, this guy's going in. You can even get an inhibitor. Wow, okay, this is going really well. Right. Make sure you hit the inhibitor, right? So you realize you can't catch up, so you just hit the inhibitor. Good. Holy shit, I thought it was going to be like a 5-man Yasuo ult for a second. Alright, cool. Everyone runs away, right? You wanna get out. Right? This is a perfect example of when you would not use your E for damage, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You're slowing them down, yeah.
Oh Jesus, what is he doing? Okay, you don't help this because he's killing himself, right? You don't want to help that. Oh my lord, he's going in. Is this working? It's not gonna work. Oh my god, it's gonna work because you have so much damage.
Yeah, we're so far ahead at this point.
Did you see what happened here? Why can't we kill them?
Seconds. Like Q. No, I don't have anything to proc.
It was the Q.
Okay.
It was the Q, right? Why can't we kill them? You did. Okay, that was okay. I guess it was okay, but it's okay if you're not playing this build. But if you're playing this build, that's not okay, right?
Okay.
Because this build is based off your W. If you're playing Poke Varus with lethality, that would be very good, right? Yeah. It's different though. It's different with this build, right? So yeah, that shows how important it is for you to have abilities up with this attack speed build, right? Because you need something to proc your stacks with, right? Like if you want to look at the outcome, if you had saved your Q, you could have gone Baron. You would have won the game from here, right? If you had killed them with your Q, right? 3 stacks on Yasuo and Q when he's running away, that could have been Baron, right? So in these ranks, a lot of it has to do with using your abilities to their best value, right? Because even though sure laning we didn't really know much to do, and sure we lost tower first, you guys are still winning the game, right? So a lot of it has to do with using your abilities for their best value. And so far I think you've been going to the correct lane, right? So far lane assignments are good. You go for red, perfect, right? You want to get red with your Runons immediately. Turn that online. Right, everything's happy. Okay, what do you want to do now? Once you get red, though.
Okay, I guess bot lane is like pushing for us with super minions, so we should look for either a top or mid turret or a Baron.
I agree, 100%. So how do you look for Baron? You push first, right?
Push, then like create vision, and
right,
maybe
you push
set
first.
If they just check.
What's wrong with this? Real quick, we'll talk about this. What's wrong with this?
I don't have to use my Q to push the wave before
Yes.
because Talia is able to wave clear.
No. You don't have to ignore. Imagine if Talia wasn't here.
Okay, yeah, I got my rune on, so I clear waves faster with my.
Boom! Right? This doesn't do anything. You put it on a 13-second cooldown. You need to remember. You gotta save everything. Right here. You can. Okay.
Oh yeah, trigger.
Okay. No, I would say this is good. But if you had done it earlier, it's good if you did it earlier. But you don't have Q, right? So if you do it here, right when he misses, this is fine, right? But don't worry about this part. The ulti look was good, but the Q look didn't make sense, right? It has to be very good value. This is how you, if you want to ask yourself how do you carry a game, this is what people do, right? They need to make sure that everything they do is really good, because if they don't do that, then the game is up in the air, right? It's not up to you. You need to make sure that everything you do is good, right? So sure, ulti here was a good look if you did it earlier. Whatever you missed it, I would say it's a one-off scenario, whatever. This is like looking kind of bad, but honestly, I wouldn't blame you for looking for the ult. But the Q is the more important part, right? This is gonna be like a one-off thing, and that you baited yourself on accident or whatever, right? Unless that happens every game, don't worry about that. It's the part where you spam Q and E for no reason, right? Is the part where we need to look at. Right, your map movements are fine from what I'm seeing, right? You're going to the right place so far, at least, right? You know that the inhib is down, so we should just go mid and top. This is really good. Once you okay, so here's a question. So once you push, what do you want to do?
Group with a team and try to get something out of it.
Okay, what can you get? That's really what I'm like asking.
Okay, I guess top lane is Jax fighting against the top lane against the Gragas. So maybe we can look for the mid tower now, because oh no, they're all there. Okay. Yeah, I guess rotate top and try to get the tower, because my team is already there. Good.
If you can't get something mid, you have other options besides standing here and trying to hit the tower, right?
Yeah.
So what can you do? If you stay, okay, so when you push this wave in and you stay, that means a few things, right? You're going to try and poke them, right? Can you poke them?
Nope.
Okay, good, I agree. Can you dive them? That's the other thing you can do. Nope, I agree. Can you hit the tower?
Nope.
I agree. Right? Why can't you hit the tower?
Why not? Because, okay, maybe I get hooked from Thresh, or like the easier thing would be a Yazoo W.
Right, so right, agreed.
There's no chance of hitting the tower.
Rammus, no chance, right? There's no chance, right?
Yeah.
So that's how we know if you can't do any of those things, there's no point in staying here, right? We can't get anything. We're wasting time. Is basically what we're saying. Is that if you stand here for 30 minutes, nothing will change, right? Well, I guess 30 minutes is kind of too long. If you stand here for 2 minutes, nothing's gonna change. So you gotta go do something else, right? What else can you do if that's not standing mid? You said go top, right? So Warwick went top, and they did whatever they did, and it was really good, right? What else can we do?
We could, if it was up, like take jungle camps from the jungler to set them far behind or more behind.
Yep. I agree 100%. Walking their jungle. And then the last thing you talked about earlier was
Yeah, rotate top.
Didn't you say Baron, right?
Oh yeah, Baron, of course, yeah.
Right. You can run to Baron, and then they'll think you're doing it, right? So no, you're not sieging. They're face checking, right? It's different. So that would be another thing you can do, right? So in this case, this is actually a special case, right? Because they don't have an inhibitor.
Yeah.
So you can actually. So what I said earlier was a little bit wrong, right? You can actually sit here, and then when they send someone, you can hit the tower, right? Because you have more people. But usually, you're not gonna have an inhibitor like that, right? You're just gonna go get Baron or something, right? So, in this case, maybe you can stand here. I would probably still not stand here or go top instead. But remember, you push to do something, right? So you got to figure out what that something is, so you don't waste any time, right? So it looks like you figured it out since they did something top. So yeah, why are we going top? We need to do something. We're gonna fight, right? So if they have a dead person, you can fight this guy, right?
Yeah.
You just hit him. This is also another thing we can talk about that's also really hard. But does Blade of the Ruined King count as an ability?
Yeah.
Right. So do we blade him or not?
No, I shouldn't, because he has his shield up. I get no value out of it because he has his W. So I don't get autos off of the slow.
I agree 100%, right?
My team isn't able to follow up at the moment.
Right. So what do you do instead of Blade of the Ruined King? And you can make him use his shield anyways, right?
Like no, not like auto take him.
Auto attack, right? Auto attack. What can you do? He shields and walks away. Boom! You got his shield. Next time, Blade of the Ruined King, right? And then what's a good value on Blade of the Ruined King?
That you get the slow on him and the movement speed on you.
Right. Or you could use on Rammus, for example, right? Or you can use it on someone else and then ulti them, for example, right? Those are all good values. But if it doesn't fall under those cases, you can't use it, right? Don't use it because you're wasting, right? But yeah, looks like That's good. That's good, right? And then how do we know this is bad? Well, it looks like they're just taking tower. I don't know what's going on, but he's taking tower, so he's dead. Not your fault. Not your fault. Don't worry about that. We're gonna skip forward a bit, but so far so good, right? Just remember the whole ability thing, right? Because besides that and rotating earlier, what else could you have done, right? Are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm there.
Right? It's like, what else could you have done, right?
Yeah.
No idea, right? That's like the basically all you can do is those things, for the most part, right? So yeah. Okay, killing the scuttle, good. And then sure, you can buy. Sure, I agree. That's fine. You're gonna get the Gunsus, I guess?
Yeah. Now I'm waiting for the pickaxe.
Nice. You can even try like Gunsus first, I think is the standard build, but I think whatever, this is fine, right? Say this is fine. But yeah, remember that after you push, you want to go do something, right? It could be go Baron, right? It could be go get their camps, whatever. We just talked about all of them, right? So you can go do any of those options. Just pick the best one, the one you think is best, right? Okay, you guys are doing Baron, and then why?
For no reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, you already know. Right? Like, okay, if you ever have to ask yourself, is this good? Just think about what did it do, right? So what did it do? 215 damage. Was that good? I don't know. I don't think so, right? So, you already know. And then you can see it on your teammates. This is kind of how you recognize if you win fights or not, right? Janna Q's nothing. Oh, that's really bad, so we shouldn't fight, right? Or Malphite wastes all, right? It's really obvious. Same thing with Jarvan misses EQ combo, right? Super obvious. Just make sure that we can, as long as we can make sure we can recognize it, we can fix our own mistakes, right? So I don't know what's going on here, but why are we going this way, right? Remember what we talked about? When do we catch up?
Yeah, not like this.
Cannot catch up.
Never.
So we push mid.
Never.
Yeah, go push mid, right? If this was someone else and you could catch up, right? Say it was like what's a good example?
Now the funny parts begin. Now the funny things starts happening with Warwick, I guess.
Oh no! Is Warwick fighting something? Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, she's fighting the whole crew.
Right. So how do we know? That's bad? You don't have anyone there.
We don't have Talia.
Yeah, it's like 1v5. Oh, okay. Okay. How do we know that was a good ult?
Again, we zoned them out with the second proc of the ult.
Right.
And
it can
some
spread
time for Warwick and our team.
Yeah, you tried to save his ass, but he came back to suicide anyways, right? Oh, he got hooked or something. Oh no, he turned around. Right. So it was a good ult because you disengaged, right? You didn't usually with a Varus ult, you don't have to get 3 auto attacks. It's only when you need to do maximum damage, right? Yeah. So good ult, nice try. Okay, he dies, whatever. Jesus. So yeah. Now you guys probably have to wait until he spawns, right? Because otherwise you're gonna be fighting a 40. Oh, never mind. They sent everyone bot. Okay, you get the tower. That's fine. I mean, that's fine. Sure, whatever. Keep going. Oh my god, this guy has no HP. Oh, nice try. This guy got hooked. That's really awkward. Oh my god, he's just dead. I don't know what's going on anymore, but I'm not sure what you can do. Right? Take all the camps. Sure, that's fine. This is good. Right? Do something though. Even if it's just back or get red. Right? You want to do something. So this is fine. You're gonna die to Yasuo if you don't base though. Oh no, Yasuo's dead. Yeah, whatever. You just get a bunch of shit. That's fine. Yeah, I think you're playing the whole map and where you should be is fine. Just make sure that you're using your time wisely, right? Which is you push and go do something. Don't chase stupid shit. You didn't really chase that much, so we shouldn't really even add that on. But make sure you're always doing something with your time. And the big thing, I think, the biggest thing from what I'm seeing is make sure you're using your abilities wisely, right? Good value. And the second part is the laning phase. You need to know how you want to lane. Because if you ever lose the game off laning phase, that's why, right? You didn't know what you wanted to do, right? I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, you already know. You can argue that if misfortune has no sustain, that Q is good, right? Maybe. But as long as you can reason it out, right? As long as you can reason it out, I don't care. As long as you can reason it out. Usually, it's not going to be good with this build, right? Or you say, oh, I'm going to use my Q to stop misfortune speed, whatever. As long as you can come up with a very good reason, you can do whatever you want. But if you can't even think of a reason, you know it's not good, right? So we're going here. You can maybe ult the Thresh because he can't get away, right? That would be a reason to ult. You can catch him out with Talia W. Yeah, you're going to hit this tower. Maybe you can hit this tower. I guess you can't hit this tower if you're scared. Yeah. You already know. We don't. I'm not even gonna mention it anymore. You already know. But I think you guys sieging this is fine, right? Because bot is pushing in. You guys are actually hitting the tower, right? If you can hit the tower once or twice, that'll be really good, right? Oh my god, this Thresh is fucking hooking everyone. Okay, yeah, you can hit the tower for sure now, right? You can even ult people in. But if you can hit you need to hit the tower, I think. Oh, okay, never mind. This is fine. If this shit is going on. Oh, okay. What's going on here? Okay, fine. Hit the tower now. Okay, nice. You got the tower, and then you can kill everyone, right? Good. Okay, you play this fine. No qualms about it. Okay, good. So I think overall, the two most important parts about your gameplay is the laning phase, right? Because that could have gone really badly if they knew how to lane and you didn't, right? And the using your abilities correctly, right? I think the parts where you were fighting was fine. As long as every time you use your abilities well, you guys won the fight, right? And I think you recognize dangerous situations like 4v5s and chasing and stuff. That was all really good, right? And you were usually at the right place at the right time, but I can't really say because you guys got Baron so early, right? So could be different, but in my eyes, it looks good enough. It's the laning phase, right? The making use of your time, and then the third part, the mechanics part, is making sure you use your abilities only when it's really good, right? You need to come up with a really good reason, and 9 times out of 10, the reason is for Varus is because you proc your 3 stacks, right? 3 stacks and then ability, 3 stacks and then ability, right? So a different example, I guess that's not Varus. What else do you play?
Tristana, Saber, Jinx.
Okay, Tristana. What happens if you bomb someone and you don't blow it up?
Yeah, it's waste of
really bad, right? That's a more clear example than Varus. But the maximum potential damage idea is the same. To get the most damage, you need to set off your bomb with 5 hits or 4 hits or whatever. With Varus, you need to set off your stacks with 3 hits, right? It's the same idea, right? So yeah, think about it that way. And then for the laning phase, you ask yourself, let's go back to where this was, right? You ask yourself, what is my champion or my team good at? What is their team good at, right? They're good at catch, like you said, Misfortune E, and then Thresh, right? Super aids, so watch out for their catch. And then what do you guys want to do? You want to trade. You're really good at trading because they can't trade, right?
Yeah.
So, boom, there you have it, right? You want to trade, you want to not get poked and not get caught, right? But otherwise, you can always hit them, right? You can always hit them and win, right? The only reason why you don't win is why you don't have your Q. And you don't have your E, right? Or I think you used your Q first or something, but you didn't get your stacks off, right? Oh, you actually didn't even have it. So yeah.
I think I used to clear the wave or like get a CS.
Right. So for sure, save your abilities, right? You already know. You saw. I've already seen you do it really. You've done like many examples where you do it really well, and many examples when you don't do it really well, right?
Yeah.
So always keep an eye on that. Like always. That'll always be relevant for no matter what you play in league. Like no matter what champion or what position you play, that'll always be relevant, right? And then to help you, start E in lane.
Okay.
E and then W and then Q. All right. If you ever have any questions about like builds and stuff, dude, use this website, right? You're like, oh, Varus. Yeah, you know pro builds, right? So you're like, oh, Varus. Oh, Stitch is playing attack speed Varus. What does he do? Oh, he does EWQ. Wow, surprise.
Okay.
So, do that for sure. Make sure that you copy these guys because I'm sure they know more about the game, right? And then the second part, what we talked about was make sure you're being useful with your time, right? After you push, go do something. We didn't really see too much of that, but it did happen mid lane like a couple times, right? Make sure that you do something that's useful. And you already know. You already talked about it. You're like, oh, let's go get their camps. Let's go ward Baron. Let's go rotate top. Okay, good. Now do it in game, right?
Yeah.
You already know what it is. Go do it in game. I think those three things, the laning, the mechanics part, and the making good use of your time will definitely help you the most. I think the mechanics part will help you the most, right?
Okay.
Mechanics and laning, right? Because after laning, everything was happy, right? Even though you did miss some potential damage, you still won those fights. So I think out of those things, from what I saw here, that will help you the most, right? Making sure you don't waste your abilities for no reason, right? I think that'll help you the most. So yeah, what do you think? Do you have any questions?
No, I think it was very helpful.
I think we still have more time. You wanna see if we can find a replay of someone playing Varus?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, let's see. This is what I do. I just fucking go on YouTube and do this, and I'm like, oh, I watch these people. I think there should be some here. Can we see a Varus?
I guess it's only like Comet Varus, but
yeah, I guess 4 days ago. Here we go. This is highlights. This one is 27 minutes. Okay, yeah, we just skipped through a little bit. But yeah, if we watch what he does, it's very much what we talked about today, right? Right. So he's looking to trade. He's looking to trade when Kallista's trying to CS, right? What does this side want to do? Varus and Tahm Kench.
Okay, Varus and Tahm Kench like avoid thresholds and plays and try to like free hit Kallista.
Right, they want to all in Kallista, right? If you can eat Kallista, you've won. And what does Kallista's side want to do?
Yeah, basically want to dodge my spells with her auto tech jumping around and get as many spears in me as possible without taking too much damage.
Right. Maximum spears. So both sides want to all in, right?
Yeah.
Both sides want to all in. So who wins? The side that gets more potential damage off, right? If she gets more spears and you get more stacks, right? That determines who wins, right? So this is kind of awkward because he's getting Kallista took a tower shot. Sure, we can fast forward through this. They're just gonna get pushed in. Because Kalista is stronger than Varus early on, right? Until Varus gets his items, he's gonna be So yeah, they're gonna get pushed in. Sure. Let's fast forward a bit until something happens. Nothing happens for a long time. That's kind of funny. Okay, we're getting there. They lost the tower, right? Expected. I'm just looking at the scores right now. Okay, something happened. Let's check it out. Okay. Fast forward a little bit. Okay, here we go. So Varus is coming in to mid lane. Okay, how do we know that's a good ulti?
Because he sees him under the tower.
Perfect. They're on their tower, right? They're tanking. How do we know? How do we know this is a good? How do we know this is a good E?
He already got. Did he already get stacks on him?
He did not get stacks.
Did he eat him? Okay.
Oh, he did get stacks. He got 2 stacks or 3 stacks.
Yeah, so because he just proc damage with it,
Right. And why does he not need maximum damage?
Because they're on the tower, and so he has a big advantage.
Exactly, they're under tower. So big advantage means you do not need as much value. And this guy does not get away. Holy shit! Let's watch this. Actually, holy shit! Yeah, he got fucking shot while he was going over. Right. So what was the big thing he did? He ulted under tower. Right. So and then after that, he knew that he had such an advantage. He doesn't need to get 3 stacks or 4 stacks or whatever. He just needs to make sure that they tank as many tower shots as possible. Right. Okay. So they go top. Right. He knows that, you know, you can win because this is 2v3 or 3v2, right? Even if you have no ulti, you can still win this. Oh, okay, this is becoming very awkward very quickly. Because Kalista is just going to ulti, right? So it's not going to work. So nice try, whatever. He pushes, right? And then he's going to do something, right? So let's watch what he does, right? He's like, oh, we can't push anymore because we get engaged on. What does he go do? He's going to go clear wards. He's going to do camps. He's going to go do something, right? He's going to base, right? You can base. That's an option. Bases on a ward, whatever. But the important part is he's always doing something, right? Okay, he goes top. We ignore this part because there's nothing to do with Varus, right? So he sees a fight goes on bot, he's pushing top, right? So we skip this. He pushed top and then he based, right? Because he can complete an item, right? So times when you can base is, you know, when you have a very important buy, for example. Okay, so he's doing a camp, right? He has nothing to push. He doesn't want to camp a bush because he doesn't win. He's gonna go do a camp, right? Kills this thing, sure. Let's see. He's gonna go and help mid out here. Oh, they find Thresh. Oh, guess not. But he was breaking shit, right? He was like, oh, we're gonna break plants. We're gonna clear out wards that we see. He's gonna go help a fight. Kill this Thresh. How many autos does he need? 2 autos because this guy has no HP, right? Yeah. So he was looking for as many autos until he realized this dude was just gonna die, right? Yeah, he's always go for maximum potential, right? Oh, okay. So they go top. This is 2v1. You win. Yeah. So don't ulti unless you know for sure, right? He didn't. Notice that the first thing he did was not ulti, right? Yeah. The first thing he did was not ulti because that's so obvious that it's gonna get dodged. So he's gonna use his E first probably. Yep. He doesn't even need to ulti. Walks in point blank, so he can't miss Q, right? So the first thing he did was make sure that he can't dodge. So he threw an E out when he knew where Kalista was gonna go. And then the second part was auto attack until he can execute with Q, right? So boom, didn't even use his ulti. You don't have to use your ulti. Don't use your ulti, right? If he could land it 100% because Kalista could not dodge, maybe he would do it, right? But he didn't have to.
Slow and no minions, or
exactly. And then he's getting engaged on. What does he do? In this case, you need maximum potential.
Okay.
Right? In this case, you need maximum potential. So he's gonna hit this guy. Oh, he's dead because he missed on Rise. Oh my God, Tom Kench save. Everyone gets out. Everyone gets out. That was really good. Oh no, he's gonna. Oh, he's dead, right? Right. So he kind of screwed up there, but honestly, there was probably no way out, right? He was aiming Thresh, but remember the example we had where Thresh and Misfortune were attacking you. You need to hit the damage. He thought he could get a kill here, but it was not possible. So they were just dead. That was almost cool. That was almost clutch, but he's just dead, right? He could have actually used his ulti here if he had it, but it's just rest in peace, right? So mistake. Should have focused his Rise if he had a chance, or unless he thought he could really kill Tom Kench or something. I doubt it, but some shit's going on. He's pushing top, right? You always push unless something better comes up, right? You always push until you can do something, right? He's pushing tower. Okay, here's a good example. He pushed top and then he's running into the river. Why aren't they showing us? Why aren't they showing us? I don't know. But this is really kind of a dumb replay because we need to see what they're doing. But yeah, he rotated mid here, right? Always doing something. You always want to do something. Goes back top because he needs to push, needs to catch people, whatever. Oh, look at that ulti, right? So they already won the game. He's 5-1. The game's over, right? Theoretically speaking, they can win from here on out, right? Hopefully. Okay, let's watch this. This guy is 1v4. He just needs to touch this guy and he dies, right? He doesn't really care about maximum potential. But you cannot go wrong with maximum potential, right? Okay, yeah. So 3 stacks on the least, Qs, right? 1, 2, 3, Q, right?
Yeah.
So it's all the same. It's all the same. If you ever watch these replays, they'll do it up to the point where they don't need to do it anymore because they can just kill the guy, which they would just do. And then he pushed and then base. That's the important part, right? Push and then go do something. Unless you cannot push for whatever reason, right? They're gonna engage on you or something. And if you ever watch like the rest of this replay, it's all gonna be like that, right? Same concepts we talked about today. So yeah. Any other questions?
No.
Right. Good. Oh, this is a perfect example, right? This is what we saw today, which is where he pushed and then he went into the jungle because he didn't think he could hit the tower, right? So he's running into the jungle right here. Immediately went. He's gonna clear wards, whatever. He's gonna take camps, right? He's gonna take everything, honestly. But yeah, it may seem insignificant, but if you think about it, those jungle camps are like the same amount as lane minions, right? So he's getting like double the farm, double the money, and then not only that, but they're denying the enemy that the same amount of money.
Double gold because
exactly. Yeah. Look at Klutz is looking for shit. He's like, wait, it's all gone, right? And then they're just sitting here because they have vision control now in that side of the jungle, and now they can push first, right? So it's becoming a chain reaction of stuff. So this guy might get ulted here if he's not careful. If they don't go help, they're gonna push mid. Yeah, they're gonna go help this because this is gonna be a free kill, a free fight maybe. Oh, okay. He decides he can't help, so he's just gonna push mid, right? Yep. Always be useful. If he went to help, he knew he couldn't get anything, right? He's just gonna push and run, right? Yeah, you can explain his actions with these kind of ideas, right? He's gonna see if they can stop the Baron. I don't know if they can stop the Baron. It's maybe possible with Tahm Kench tanking. If you can ult them when they're in the pit, that would be really nice.
So he queued right there to check if somebody was waiting in the bush, right?
Right. And why is that important?
Yeah, because if they walk in and they get face checked, it's basically over. Because
when they all die
in the front,
Thresh, Kalista in the front, it's all over, right? Tahm Kench can't run away, Varus can't run away. It's super bad, right? So he uses it as a check, right? That would be a good reason. Oh god, okay. You got saved by Tahm Kench. You gotta run. He's going to get he needs maximum damage here, right? On this dude. Okay, he missed. That was really bad. He could lose. The good thing that Tahm Kench is next to him, but he's gonna lose this fight. Oh my god, what's going on? Dude, these Koreans are crazy. But yeah, he doesn't have his ulti, so it's very likely he's gonna lose, right? You see that?
Yeah.
Look how much he lost by. Yeah. So close. If he procced those stacks, he would have won.
Yeah, especially against something like Kalista.
So if you notice that it's all the same, no matter what rank you're at, you're still working on these kind of same ideas. So yeah, that's what I would say. Definitely work on that. And rotating after you push is the big ones. Lane thing, if it still becomes a problem, for sure work on that. But those are the big ones I would say. Oh my god, it's always broken. Yeah. Any other questions before we call it a day?
No, I guess it's perfectly fine.
Nice. Oh Jesus, you just died. Nice. All right. Good luck in your games, and let me know how things go. If you ever need any more like resources, always look this stuff up. Right. This is the first place I go to. Is I'll watch people who know how to play the game. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me know how things go, and good luck.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Ciao.
Yep. Have a good one.